2021 brings in a major change in the tectonic plates at Yamaha. And that's because for 21, they have a new performance two-stroke snowmobile in the lineup. Now granted, it is a single model only in the mountain class, but it is a series contender in the powder. Now before we dive into this model and what it means, I want to address one thing right up front, and that it is a blue Arctic Cat. Now Yamaha has made a few detail changes, but we can't deny this fact or spin the story into something that it's not. Now, some people are not too happy about this fact and are definitely making their opinions known, and that's fine, but I think they're missing the bigger picture here. So to start this story, I want to look back at some of Yamaha's past performance mountain sleds. Power was never a question when it came to past models. These turbocharged machines would knock at the door of 200 horsepower while at elevation. Now these kinds of numbers meant the Sidewinders could have more than 50 horsepower over the competition while in the Alpine. In addition, the engineering partnership with Arctic Cat meant this power was bolted into basically the same chassis that Cat mountain sleds were made out of. Now this does seem like a perfect recipe, but that power did come with a significant weight penalty. In addition, there was a trend away from straight up high marking to more technical terrain riding, where balanced weight and power are the most important factors. Mountain sleds have become nimble scalpels in order to cut the slopes between the trees, not simple powerhouses just built to climb. This trend is definitely not going away, and Yamaha was left literally stuck in the past with the old Sidewinders, so much so that they didn't even have a 2020 mountain sled. Instead, Yamaha was focused on flushing out the remaining 2019 MTX models. But this opened up a door at Yamaha I never thought they would open again. So after a year off, they've reintroduced the Mountain Max name and reintroduced a performance two-stroke back into the lineup. Now to help tell the story of this new machine, I've enlisted Tyler Swarm, our mountain guy here at OSM and STV, to walk us through how the new Max works in the steep and deep.
Man, it's incredible. Compared to, previous year four-strokes, Yamaha, they tried for a long time and they really did a good job refining that sled, and they made it, able to somewhat compete in the mountains.
Yeah.
But everyone else is running two-strokes. They're just so light and nimble.
They had a super big weight penalty. They had the power, but they paid for it with weight. Yeah. It's a real mountain sled now.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yamaha put their own touches on it. Not everything is the same as a Cat, so it is unique in that aspect. I love the skis on this thing. The suspension feels great. You can ride it through some tight stuff.
And one thing that I liked about it, even though I'm not the deep powder guy, again, that's why you're here, but it does have the mono beam rear suspension.
It's pretty squirrely at first, in a good way though. So pretty incredible. I'm used to the standard dual rail rear suspensions, and so every year I get a little bit of time on these. But it's pretty amazing. On side hills, it just initiates, gets onto its side really fast. And it's not as squirrely as I used to think it was. Maybe if you're a first-time rider on this, you'll realize that it tips over very easily. But the fulcrum point on that rear rail is there's a wide range of comfortable side hilling on there. So it's pretty neat. I like it. I'm a believer in it for sure.
Legitimately though, this is a Yamaha mountain sled now.
Yep. Yeah, they've got something to compete with all the other two-strokes, and we get, Yamaha gets back all their Mountain Max fans and everything. I know a lot of people went away from the Yamahas just because the four-strokes were a little too heavy for some tight technical riding, but this puts them right back in the game. Anyone who gets one, they're going to be super excited to ride it. So.
So with a new legitimate contender in the two-stroke class, what does this mean for Yamaha and Yamaha faithful? Well, strategically, this is a sled that will keep Yamaha customers and Yamaha dealerships and away from their competition, where these folks could be lured away from the Yamaha brand. Keeping it all in the family is important when building and keeping a customer base, and for dealerships that cater to the mountain rider, they can now sell relevant Yamaha product in every season. In addition, the Yamaha Mountain Max may lead to other performance two-strokes in the Yamaha lineup. The door is open right now. I remember back when the RX-1 came to the market as the first performance four-stroke snowmobile, and Yamaha committed to being a four-stroke only snowmobile manufacturer, which they did succeed in for a lot of years. Times and technology has been changing though, and maybe the Mountain Max is an indicator that Yamaha is changing with them this time. As a fan of blue, I'm looking forward to the future.
I've been coming up hot for a minute.